Why? Not because I'm going to take back, but because you've cleared out this diagonal to the king. The game will end with check. You can't go here, because my queen comes in and its mate, guarded by my knight. So this, and now we would get one of the most beautiful tactical sequences in all of chess, the smothered mate. When you get knight jumping into e2, the king moves, and the absolutely beautiful double check. The knight avoids being captured because the queen also attacks the king. Again, if the king goes here, we have the same mate, even though the knight would guard from the other side. King goes here, and now the beautiful queen f1! Rook takes and checkmate! The king smothered by his own allies! Now, you say, that didn't happen though, right? I would have loved if that happened. That's not what happened. But again, I'm showing you that's how chess works. We have variations. We have what did happen, and here's what could have happened. But that is why you can't take that bishop. Because bishop takes would have led to this unbelievable thing. So Donald said, well, damn, let me just take this queen and see what happens. So now Bobby takes the bishop with a check, and here he engages in something known as a windmill, which is when you check, and anywhere you move the knight, it's going to be checked by the bishop. So first, he takes the free pawn, then he goes back, then he checks this way, and then he takes the bishop first to create a threat on the rook and the queen. And then once the queen moves, he plays rook a4. He still doesn't take because he wants to guard everything. And finally, he takes this rook, and we get h. So here we have a situation where one guy's got a queen and the other guy's got a bunch of, soldiers trying to fight that queen. Let's see how he converts. Rook takes pawn, king moves to h2, knight takes pawn. He's picking up pawns like it's, candy that is falling out of a piñata. Now we get a simplification. The rooks get traded. This is a big benefit for Bobby because by just trading off one of White's only 3 remaining pieces that can fight in this game, it's going to be to his benefit. He puts the bishop on d5. This is a glorious bishop standing on what's known as an outpost square. Knight to f3. Here he could continue simplifying, but he moves the knight back because he thinks his bishop is stronger. Advances the pawn so as to avoid capture. White tries to create a little bit of flank pawn counterplay. Bobby shuts that down. Moves the king out of the way of what was a pin, not letting him move. Activates his dark squared bishop, the last piece, which has not been in the game for forever, actually. Did that bishop ever move? Did this bishop ever move? It took the bishop like 35 moves, but the bishop got involved. And now, in this position, we have what's known as a mating net, which to some of us might sound nice, but to Donald Byrne definitely does not. Rook is cutting off the king, the bishops are flying around, and the knight is close, and now we get check, king moves over, check, king moves over, check with the knight, king moves over, knight, check, and now here there are 2 checkmates, bishop a3, and rook c2, and Bobby Fischer chose rook c2.